Okay, the 13.5 mastery problem, just to kind of go through this with you, because I know it's confusing and it's really important to understand it because the test is about half of this, but it's pretty much similar. The first one on May 15th is paid cash for April's payroll tax liability. Withheld taxes from April payrolls, employee income tax 532, Social Security 634.88, Medicare tax 148.48. Okay, we have to do a little bit of math on this one, and there's a reason for that. Employee income tax is given to you, that's the 532. Social Security and Medicare you have to double. And the reason is because the employer and the employee both pay in the same amount. Well, you are given the employee numbers, not the employer and the employee. So you have to take it times 2. That's how I get 1269.76 and 296.96. The total of those three numbers goes over here in cash credit. Also on May 15th, paid cash for semi-monthly payroll, total earnings $52.50. Employee income tax was $273. U.S. savings bonds were $60, and you have to calculate Medicare and Social Security. So we do our expense here, and the key to understand is when it says semi-monthly payroll, that's salary expense. So again, $52.50. 273 is given to you. We calculate Social Security tax payable, 5250 times 0.062. Okay, 5250 times 0.0145 for the Medicare, and then U.S. savings bonds is 60. So we subtract 5250 minus those four numbers, and that's how we get our cash credit number. May 15th, recorded employer payroll taxes expense for May 15th payroll, M42. Well, now we go to the general journal, okay, and now we have payroll taxes expense. But the first thing we have to do is figure out our Social Security, which we did. It's this number right here, 325.5, and Medicare we have calculated as well. That's the 76.13. And then we figure out unemployment federal and state. We take 5250, which is the payroll amount, times 0.008 and 0.054. And then the total is our payroll taxes expense. On the last 15th, we paid cash for U.S. savings bonds for employees, $300. Well, that's very simple. U.S. savings bonds payable, $300. General debit, cash credit. 31st, paid cash for semi-monthly payroll, $53.10 is our number. Well, that's going to be very similar to what you just did right here on May 15th. So we're going to calculate again. Out of 5310, 276 is given to us. Social Security tax payable 329.22 is calculated. Medicare 77 is calculated. 60, and then we subtract those and we get 4567.69. Next one, paid unemployment, federal and state. So those numbers are given to you, so that's just going to be a general debit, cash credit, and that's the next two. Then we get down to June 15th. It says paid cash for May liability for employee income tax, Social Security tax, and Medicare tax. Okay, to do that, you can do it a couple different ways. Probably the easiest way is to take 273 plus 276. That's how I get employee income tax payable. Social Security $325.5 plus $329.22 times 2. Medicare, $76.13 plus 77 times 2. And then we add those up. That's how I get 2164.69. The second 15th, paid cash for semi-monthly payroll. Okay, that's going to be very similar to what you've done. Employee income tax is given to you. You calculate this out of 5280. Calculate Medicare out of 5280. U.S. savings bonds is given. And then the last thing that you do is on the general journal, payroll taxes. This comes from what we just calculated on the front, or Part A, I should say. Medicare tax payable, again, from Part A, and then you calculate the last two. And that is the mastery problem.